Hello and welcome. Have you ever heard of positive reinforcement? If not, this is the right video for you because here you're going to learn what it is, when to use it, and what are the benefits of it. So stay tuned, let's get right into it. All right, positive reinforcement. It's a psychological concept that basically says that after every tedious kind of task that we really did not feel like doing, but it really had to be done, we're going to reward ourselves with a treat in any type of way that feels treaty ish to you. So basically, when you are like in a funk, when you like can't get out of a bad mood, when you have things on your to-do list that you really don't feel like doing, but you have to do, and they kind of give you a lot of inner pressure and anxiety because you're like, I'm running out of time. I cannot afford not to get those things done. Or when your mind is just loud and it won't shut the fuck up. You know those fucking days when your mind is just like, let's think of every negative thing that ever happened in my life, and also let's think of the cringiest things that happened, and also let's think about the last situationship all at once, all cluttered. And so of course that your mind is clouded and you have no clarity whatsoever, and of course no control over your feelings, and so you feel like crap. So this is where positive reinforcement comes in. Basically, this technique is making positive behavior more realistic for us. So when you're trying to make a new habit, you know it's difficult, and you know you're like motivated for the first week, maybe for the first week, if you're like trying to get into a gym routine, for example. You know you're motivated for those first times until the first sore comes, and then maybe like a few days afterwards, and that's about it. You're going back to doing nothing or being very irregular. And so those positive reinforcement techniques that I'm going to teach you are going to make it more likable, that you actually pull through and continue with this habit, so that it actually becomes second nature and you don't have to even think about it anymore. It doesn't have to feel like this is so much work and it feels like a task, it feels like a chore, even though you know it's good for you, but we all know that it's difficult to get there. So rest assured, you're going to get every tool that you need. But before that, the most important thing, the most important tool out of all of those tools is that you actually bite in the sour apple and pull through. Because I can teach you the most amazing techniques, and you can listen to every guru on the internet. If you don't put in the work and if you're not consistent with it, nothing will be successful for you. So first of all, get real clarity with yourself and get real honest. Get down to the nitty-gritty, because if you know that the only thing that stands in your way is your own laziness or your own, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, I ain't got time for this. But you do have time for scrolling on social media, don't you? You do have time to watch this video, don't you? You know what I mean? So it's just a thing of prioritizing this new habit building type of thing. And if you really mean it, if you really want to change your life, this is the chance to do it. This is your day today where you can start to change your life to the better, where you can start to actually not live on autopilot anymore and to live purposefully, right? So I hope that you're motivated and that the motivation is going to carry you throughout those techniques, because they did change my life. And to be honest, of course, it's in phases. Sometimes I'm really motivated and behind those things. And then I do have phases where I'm like, fuck that shit, I ain't got time for that. And then I have to remind myself, well, you do have to make time for that, for it to work long term. All right, so the first technique that I'm going to teach you is my favorite one. It's called emotional freedom technique. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't. In the emotional freedom technique, we are going to tap our meridians, our energy centers. Those are acupressure points that activate our vagus nerve so that we get into our parasympathetic system. We get into chilling mode, into relaxing mode. Everything just kind of slows down. And this is the perfect technique to use when a situation is really intense, like negatively intense, when you're like so anxious, so stressed, when you're like, I don't have the solution for this. This is like the end of the world type of situation. Or even when you're like, I really don't feel like going to work today. I'm really so scared because of this exam, whatever it might be in your life. Like, I'm so anxious before my first date, or oh my God, I have a family dinner with this family member that is very much tension between us, and so on and so forth. This is like the perfect technique to use. So basically, I'm gonna have to show you this, right? So if you're not watching this video, if you're just listening, make sure to watch. Like, hello, this is me. You gotta watch me right now because I'm going to demonstrate something. In this technique, you will start with the side of your hand. It doesn't matter if you do it on the left side or on the right side, whatever feels intuitively right for you. So this is my right hand. I'm going to tap with my right hand on my left one. You can tap with 2 fingers, 3 fingers, the whole hand, whatever feels intuitively fine for you, because this is supposed to be your technique and you're not just supposed to copy my technique into make it yours, make it, personalize it a little bit. This is where you're going to start with the first sentence. And the first sentence always sounds something like, even though I am very anxious, or even though insert problem, even though I have no money, even though I'm scared, even though I'm not prepared, whatever, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. And you're going to say that a couple times. Let's just take like the anxious example. You're going to tap like this. You can do it quicker, you can do it slower, make it yours. This is just my tempo and I really enjoy this one. So you're going to breathe deeply and out. And you're going to be like, even though I'm really anxious, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Or you're going to be like, even though I'm really scared, I fully and deeply love and accept myself. It has to be something along those lines, right? So you're going to say it around like 3 to 5 times. How many times feels good to you? I do it 3 times. And then you start with the meridians. The meridians are between the eyebrows. This is like the first point after the hand. It's between the eyebrows. Then it's on your temple, like where your eyebrow ends. That's the second one. The third one is under your eye. You tap under your eye. Then you have on top of your lip. That's where you want to tap, on top of your lip, like above, between your nose and your upper lip. Then you have the chin. You're going to tap on your chin. After that, you're going downwards on your body. You're going to tap on like under your collarbones. You can do it with 2 hands, you can do it with 1 hand, whatever feels good for you. I like to do it with 2, like just feels good for me. So you do it like this. And then the last tapping point, no, the second to last point is going to be where, if you have a bra, like where your bra lace goes. If not, like somewhere where your rib cages are, you're just gonna tap there, tap, 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 tap. And then the last point is the top of your head, like the middle of your head, like the highest point of your head. And then again, we go between the brows, we go to the temple, we go under the eye, above the upper lip, on the chin, collarbones, armpit, and top of the head. What you do during the tapping, let's say in the first round, in the first kind of half of this technique, you're going to speak out loud to yourself and tell yourself why you feel the way that you feel. Explain the intensity. What's the problem? For example, even though I'm anxious, I truly and deeply love and accept myself, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, I'm so anxious because I really don't feel like going to work. My job is not making me happy at all. I wished that I did different things to earn my money. I really don't like my colleagues. My way to work is so long and I'm losing so much time on commute. I am deeply unhappy and I cannot sleep at night because of this. My job is so shitty, I cannot believe that I ended up there, and I actually also hate my boss. So you're just rationalizing, explaining to yourself why you feel the way you feel. And remember, feelings want to be felt. And if you suppress that feeling, it's not going to be good. That's why we're expressing the feeling, we're expressing the intensity. And after that, after you have kind of let go of the heaviness, new arguments are going to come in to kind of lessen the intensity. That can sound something like, yes, but this job allows me the lifestyle that I have. And because I am building a side hustle for myself, I am going to be able to live the life of my dreams. So as of right now, I'm just holding on tight. I am not letting anybody take away my power, and I'm standing my ground at work. I have no problem with working by myself if I have to, because I have goals, and those goals are going to make me happy. They are going to support my growth, and they're going to give me multiple income streams. Then I will never have another boss again that will boss me around, and so I will be able to get up every day and actually enjoy the type of work that I do. Until you finish, you don't have to do it as quick as I did. I just wanted to demonstrate how it works. And when you feel like you're done, for example, after 3, after 5, after 10 rounds, it does not matter. It really does not matter. And you don't have to move as quickly as I did through every point. This was just like for demonstration. Do it in your tempo and do it for as long as you need. And at the beginning, before you start, it would be helpful for you to kind of rate the intensity. Like, is it a 10 out of 10 type of intensity, a negative one? Or is it just like a discomfort, 3 out of 10? Or is it something in between, is like a 6 out of 10, and so on and so forth? And after this, be honest with yourself. After you finish tapping, ask yourself, how is the intensity right now? Did it sink? And let me tell you, it will sink. Even though right now it might not seem helpful, you have to try it out and you will see that it is extremely helpful. And tapping is #1 weapon out there when it comes to that. All right, so EFT tapping. If you need another demonstration or like more detailed whatever, I'm gonna put a link below in the description box where I actually did record just an EFT tapping tutorial, and you can watch that if this was not demonstration enough for you. So that is fine. Let's go right to the next technique. That is guided meditation or yogic sleep, Yoga Nidra. As a fun fact, I'm actually a yoga teacher too. I'm certified, but I don't work as a yoga teacher. I just kind of use the knowledge for myself, and I like to share it, but I really just don't like to give yoga classes. And so here we are. Yoga Nidra is a type of guided meditation, but it's not just a guided meditation. That's why I chose this instead of a guided meditation. So a guided meditation, let's just start there, is somewhere where you usually sit cross-legged, or you sit in shavasana, in corpse pose, on the floor, which means you lay down on your back completely like a corpse, and you let your limbs fall to the sides, like you let your feet fall right and left. You kind of basically just let go of any body tension that you have. And in the guided meditation, you would just focus on your breath, and you would listen to what the teacher is telling you to do, to imagine, and to visualize. In Yoga Nidra, we go one step further. It is called yogic sleep because it kind of puts your body in a very deep rest while your mind is awake and visualizing. How that works is you go in shavasana, you go into the corpse pose, you let go of everything, and then you set a sankalpa, that is a positive intention. Set your intention and be like, why am I doing this session right now? For example, I want to stop feeling scared and anxious about going to work. I want to be at peace within myself, and I want this intensity to fade away. That could be your positive intention. What is your intention for this session? Then, after setting your sankalpa, you are going to first do a bit of breath work to like get into your body first, get into like this meditative state. You're going to just follow the teacher's instructions. And if you do this by yourself, you like a yogic sleep, you don't have to listen to nobody. You can do it by yourself. You don't have to talk to yourself. You can like imagine the words, like think to yourself, right? You can just like do some box breathing. You can do another type of breath work technique that works for you. There are so many out there. Choose a calming one. Just choose a calming one and you're good to go. Even if it's just like deep inhales and deep exhales for a few times, that's also absolutely fine. You don't have to do none of the fancy shit that would stress you out even more. You have to do what feels good for you. Once again, personalize the practice. After you did a few rounds of breath work, you are going to start from toe to the top of your head, and you're going to relax every single part of your body one by one. And in a yogic sleep meditation that is guided, the teacher is going to tell you something like, relax your toes, let go of any type of tension that you have in your toes, let them fall heavy. Then she's going to move on and she's going to be something like, relax your feet. Let go of everything. Let your feet fall to the sides. Your feet are heavy. Unclench your calves. Let your calves fall heavy. Relax every single fiber of your calves, and so on and so forth. And like they go from toe to the top of the head, and then you will see, girl, they even go like to every like muscle in your face. Like you're gonna be like, why was I clenching my jaw? Why were my shoulders like this? Why was I kind of frowning? You're gonna realize that you are holding so much tension in your body that you're not even aware of. Especially when you're anxious, you're going to have a lot of fucking tension in that body, so you have to let that go. All right? So that is why yogic sleep really calms down your body and just also activates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic nervous system. After your body is done and completely like zen, comes the visualization part. In that part, the teacher or your imagination is going to tell you, is going to instruct you towards a visualization. For example, imagine there is a ball of light in the center of your belly. With every exhale, the rays of light grow bigger and bigger until they are big enough to engulf you in a ball of light. That light feels warm. That light is golden. It feels like sunshine. And that light is your protection, your kind of safe space when it comes to your emotions and your feelings. Whenever you are in that ball of light, nothing bad can happen to you. You're protected, you're safe, you're warm, and you're rested. You feel good being here. You feel positive. You feel like walking through some warm sand at the beach, and you feel your heart beating louder and full of joy, and so on and so forth. Like, make it really detailed. Make it really detailed so that you believe it. It doesn't have to be the ball of light. It can be literally anything else. You can be like, I'm going through a walk in the forest because I really love being in the forest. Or I am pretending that I'm flying and I'm flying through soft clouds. I am in space and I'm floating through space. Whatever it is that rocks your boat, you can use for a visualization that will give you a lot of positive feelings. That's kind of like the gist, so that this positive reinforcement is being reinforced, that this positivity is taking over the intense negative feeling, right? So, and after you've done that, after you've kind of come to the conclusion and you're like, okay, I kind of finished my visualization, you're going to come back into your body because you might have already drifted off a little bit. And you're going to be focusing on your breath again to just kind of resume into this like material realm and be like, okay, I'm a human, I'm back, and I'm gonna take a few deep breaths and I'm going to exhale them as well. And then you're going to like you're going to slowly start to wiggle your toes, come back to your senses, move your neck around, open your eyes, and that's like when you're going to wake up again. And you're gonna see that your sankalpa, your positive intention, probably became true. So that's why I'm saying I can tell you so many beautiful things that you can do, but if you don't put in the work, the concentration, and the consistency, none of this is going to help you. But if you actually give it a true try, it is going to help you. So if you're looking for yoga nidra, for yogic sleep, go ahead and just type that into YouTube and be like yoga sleep tutorial, whatever, yoga sleep meditation, and click on the first video and you're gonna be good, you know? And after you've done it a few times, just create your own and do it for yourself. Do it quietly. You can play like some music in the background if that helps you. I find it very, very calming. Or you can do like sound healing meditation, a few like frequency, whatever sounds that rock your boat, right? We're gonna get to the third technique that I like to use, that I've been using for, I think, 4 years now. It is very easy because you do it in your sleep and you don't do it actively, so you're not even wasting any time or whatnot. What you're doing is listening to subliminals. Have you ever done that? I bet you did. Okay, so subliminals, if you didn't know what they are, subliminals are sounds that work in our subconscious mind because we cannot hear them consciously. For example, there is this woman, she's called Francesca Amber, and she has a podcast called Law of Attraction Changed My Life. That's also the name of her website, and in there, she sells subliminal packages or whatnot. But you can also go on YouTube and write subliminal for wealth, for success, for health, for anxiety, for childcare, for whatever you are like interested in. And in those subliminal videos or sounds, better say, like audio data, you are going to hear, most of the times you're just going to hear a noise or a calming sound, a calming melody, something like that, a meditative melody. Behind that, you might hear nothing, or you might hear something like where people are kind of talking, but you don't understand what they're saying because that person is subliminally saying and repeating a lot of positive affirmations. And those positive affirmations, they work in your subconscious mind because the mind hears them. And if you listen to, for example, for an 8-hour subliminal about good fortune and good luck and good mood, and you listen to that while you sleep, you're going to wake up in the morning feeling like P. did. I'm joking. You're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to feel good. You're going to feel good about it. And it might not work on the first night or on the second or on the third, but if you do it consistently, you're going to be like, damn, it kind of shifted something there. I'm not quite sure what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it did shift my energy. I like this. And so you can right before you go to bed, you can be like, okay, so what do I want to feel tomorrow? Or like, what do I want less of? If I have a problem, again, this anxiety before work, let's hear a subliminal about courage, about strength, about resilience, about inner peace, you know? So you're gonna make it match the situation that you're in. Because if you're anxious about work, but you hear a subliminal about a soulmate type of thing, it don't do shit for you. So as again, personalize it. Make use of it as you need it. Like take it as you go. Take it as you need. All right, so I think that if we have those 3 techniques and if we actually integrate them into our everyday life, then the overwhelm of this quick-paced everyday life that we're all living is going to slow down, because we're going to take time to consciously cleanse our mind of the noise and also to release the tension in the body, because one cannot function without the other. So if you want to be like spiritually enlightened, or if you want to be like mentally clear, but your body is saying the opposite, if it's like completely tense all the time, that's a discrepancy that your entity doesn't like. And so those have to be a mirror and kind of reflect each other, right? So if your body is tight, do EFT and do the yogic sleep. If your mind is racing, do all of those. But I would just say you can implement all of them. Don't just do everything at once, because then it's gonna be too much of a good thing and you're gonna feel like it's a to-do list. First, I have to do 20 minutes of yogic sleep. Then I'm going to do an EFT session right before sleep. Then I'm going to put on a subliminal, and tomorrow all over again. It's gonna feel like a routine that is a bit forced. So use those things as you need them and don't overdo it. Like, I understand you might be like, let's say, desperate for a solution or for a quick fix, but those things over time, if you take them seriously and if you implement them in a regular regimen, they will change your life, and you will not feel the desperation that you might feel at the moment when it comes to, specific topics, or when your mind gets loud again. Because if you do take time to quiet the mind, it will not have the tendency to get loud again, because you might not have the tendency to overthink again. You will not have the tendency to give the intensity to the situation so that it becomes so unbearable for you. Because a state of being that is peaceful is actually what fulfillment is about. Like, fulfillment might look so different to everybody, but at the bottom line, it is feeling innerly at peace with what you do, with who you are, with who you're with where you're at. It doesn't matter. That's just like your variables. It's like your Sims character type of options. But the core is inner peace. And those positive reinforcement techniques are definitely going to help you get one step closer there. All right, so let me know which technique you used. I hope that you're going to try them out and see like what works best for you. Those are just like my personal favorites. There are a lot more techniques. You can hop on ChatGPT and ask about them, or on YouTube, or whatever, wherever you want to have a look. And it wouldn't be YouTube if I wouldn't ask you to subscribe to my channel and to leave a comment and to like this video, and also to have a look in the description box, because there you are going to have a link to my website where you can get personalized one-on-one tarot readings with me. And also you can find membership options where you get exclusive content, where we're going to talk about everyday magic, astrology, tarot, mindset, personality development, basically everything, but like more personal and in detail. You're gonna get like all of the content kind of forms that you can think of, and we're gonna grow together in that membership on that website. So I'm excited to see you there. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Bye.